hello. Thank you for joining me. It is your girl, Cherry Red from C Unplugged. I know I'm usually on Monday nights, but because I told you all that there was a special announcement for me to make, that I had to come on tonight on Thursday night. So listen, it's so much to go over that I absolutely had to write it down. I absolutely had to write it down. So in order for me to get through it all, I need y'all to tag somebody. I need y'all to tell somebody, listen, to get on here because we have been missing each other. Of course, I've been on my YouTube channel, which again, I will be sharing the channel to it in case y'all are missing the shows. I haven't been missing in action, just yeah, y'all just haven't been able to catch up to me. So let me tell you, so for tonight, C Unplugged is on the move again, and we are making some changes, and y'all are going to be the first to hear about these changes. So I'm just going to jump right into it, right? And again, if you're watching on my IG, thank you for joining. If you're watching on my Facebook, my YouTube channel, listen, thank you for joining me. I appreciate all of the love and support. So, like I said, C Unplug is on the move again. And IG, if I'm not looking at you, I have a lot of things going on in here. So, I'm happy to be in my office tonight. Like I said, I'm usually on Monday nights, but because I had so much to tell y'all, I had to come on tonight on Thursday night. So listen, C Unplug is making another change, and I believe that William Shakespeare said it best. And a lot of people think that this saying is in the Bible, but it's not. Yeah, William Shakespeare said it. So William Shakespeare said it best: "To thine own self be true." So, in that play, The Hamlet. So I've struggled a little bit to keep y'all entertained, to keep showing up, to keep bringing my best self. But every time I log off and every time I turn these cameras off and each time I turn this mic off, I'm struggling. I'm struggling like within myself. So, like I said, William Shakespeare said it the best: "To thine own self be true." Um, so, to my own self, I'm going to be true. So, I'm here to speak with you all because listen, God has given me the authority to do so, and See Unplugged is moving to. It's so much going on in the world, y'all, and we are moving to a more healing conversation, a more life, directed conversation. Like we have to. I'm being challenged every time I hang these headphones up, and every time I turn this mic off. I am being challenged within myself to talk to y'all about the things that really matter, that are really important, that, most people have to go pay people to talk about, to lay on the couch, to be counseled. So this is where C Unplugged is going. Um, like I told y'all before, C Unplugged sits under Red Platform Live. I still will do all my artist stuff under that platform, but under this C Unplugged platform, we will be taking a different direction and absolutely talking about, more in-depth conversations, things that people need to hear. Like we will be covering so much of that. So like I said, I have so much to say that I had to write it all down because I did not want y'all to miss, anything that I had to give to y'all tonight. So like I said, if you're not on, tell somebody to get on, tag a friend, share it with a friend, watch the replay, whatever you have to do. So let me just say, as I sat with this, it was real important for me to get the wording right. So I have to tell y'all that um, we got to start living our life on purpose. I know it's a lot going on. I know it's a lot of struggles. Like gas is super high, groceries are high. Listen, the groceries are making us sick at this point. But I know there's a lot of stuff going on. But we have to start living our lives on purpose. So first, like I told y'all, I know y'all used to seeing me on Mondays, but Thursday today I had to come on. So lately I've been thinking about how different life feels. You know, the world moves so fast and everyone is chasing something: money, likes, promotions, relationships, success. Like we all are chasing something. But somewhere along the way, we've forgotten how to simply just live, right? Knowing that what we have is more than enough. And if we need more, guess what? You can get more, but I need to help us be satisfied and be thankful with what we currently have. So, um, listen, so living isn't just waking up every morning and going through the motions. Like we shouldn't just be waking up every day, off to work. School is starting school soon. The kids off to school. Like we shouldn't just be going through the same rigmarole of our everyday motions, right? So living is finding peace. Living is healing. Living is laughing. Let me say that again. So while we're living, our living is finding peace. Our living is healing. Our living should be laughing. Like living is like loving yourself enough to slow down and appreciate the people around you, right? Because some of us have some amazing people around us, but we are so busy doing this and that and that and this that we forget, the amazing people that we have around us. So one thing that made me think about this is customer service in general, right? Just customer service. And first thing that came to mind when you say customer service, most people would think that it's Chick-fil-A, right? So if you ever been to Chick-fil-A, and if you live in Atlanta, if you've been to that big one, the Dwarf House in Hateville, then you know they have a sit-in, a regular Chick-fil-A. They also have a dining room that serves some, additional things, or they have the drive-through or whatever. But when you go to Chick-fil-A, right, no matter what side of town you go on, you always going to be greeted with a smile. They're always going to say my pleasure. And if they don't, then you be looking at them sideways like, wait, you forgot to tell me my pleasure, right? So I feel like, um, oh, and even though they do that, they never expect a tip from you. Nowadays, going out to brunch, going out to lunch, dinner, whatever, like literally, I hung out with my cousins the other night and they charged me 20% gratuity off the rip. Like, didn't matter if the service was good. She never said my pleasure. She surely didn't greet me with no smile, but you better know she got that 20% gratuity. So I'm saying that to say, when you go to Chick-fil-A, they don't press you for no tip, but they always gonna give you good customer service. You're gonna leave there feeling like, you've been served or you received, some good customer service. So listen, what if we became part of that culture in our lives ourselves? Imagine if we lived everyday lives like that. Imagine if we greeted people with kindness just because we can, not because we expect anything in return, not because we expect a tip, not because we expect for somebody to do, you know, onto us as we do to them. What if we just made the choice to say, I'm going to greet people with a smile. I'm going to greet people, with respect. I'm not going to hunk at people, I'm not going to lay on my horn and hunk at people that's just sitting at the light. I'm just going to give them a couple of seconds to get themselves together. And if they don't roll, in a timely manner, then maybe I might tap the horn after that. But if not, then listen, I'm just going to just wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and, you know, let them get on out the way. So, imagine choosing patience instead of frustration, right? Imagine making people feel seen instead of overlooked. Let me say that again. So imagine, because some people just joined. So imagine choosing patience instead of frustration. Imagine choosing, um, imagine making people feel seen instead of overlooked. Like how hard is that? Like I just gave the reference of Chick-fil-A. When you go there, they greet you with a smile, they say my pleasure. They never expect a tip. They're not charging you 18% gratuity. They're not charging you 20% gratuity. They literally come to work to provide you with great customer service. They go there to greet you, and some of them go as far as to say, "Have a blessed day." How many times are y'all saying to people in y'all lives that y'all just not even people in your life, but when somebody walk past you in the grocery store, how you doing? Oh, I'm blessed. No, we don't say that. We don't. We just be like, oh, I'm all right. Oh, I'm living. Oh, I'm surviving. No, nobody asks you that. They ask you how you work. So sometimes the smallest, and I mean mustard seed small, the smallest act of kindness can change someone's entire day. I mean, it's just like not even a water drop of kindness, like literally a mustard seed of kindness can change somebody's day. Like you never know what people are going through on a regular basis, on a daily basis, right? You never know. So think about it. Tomorrow, which is Friday, when you get to wherever you're going, the job, the grocery store, the social security office, the tag office, the passport office, where the police station, like the hospital, like wherever you're going, consider giving a mustard seed of kindness tomorrow. Even today, if your day is not over, just consider giving a small portion of kindness tomorrow and see how you change a person's day. Listen, people walk up to me all the time. People that I have don't even know these people. They will walk up, or we'll be standing in the line at the grocery store, and they literally will tell me their whole story from hello. All I say is hello. And they're like, girl, let me tell you. And by the time I get to my car, I'm like, wow, all I said was hello. Like, how did that end up in school started, my baby needs shoes, my son needs his haircut. I'm like, ooh, wow, okay. Let me regroup because I wasn't expecting all that. But just because I said hello. So that really made me think, what if we treated our relationships the same way? And I'm not talking about like our romantic relationships. I'm just talking about like friendships, family, co-workers, neighbors, even strangers, like I told y'all, even strangers. What if we greeted them with a smile? What if we greeted them with kindness? What if we said to them, have a good day? How hard is that? Like, is it really hard to do, right? Like, healthy relationships require an effort, whether they're a friend, whether they're a co-worker, whether they're family, whether they're neighbors. Like anything that you want to be healthy, you have to water it. And if you expect for something or somebody to, you know, respond back to you in a positive way, then you first have to respond, to them. You first have to respond to them. So um I'll pause. Chick-fil-A did what? Chick-fil-A. Oh, yeah. Listen, absolutely. Chick-fil-A should not just the fast food restaurants. So for y'all over here on IG, Facebook is saying that Chick-fil-A should train all fast food restaurants. But listen, it's just not fast food. It's everybody. Like to me, any place that offers customer service should listen. They should consider taking the Chick-fil-A route or the Chick-fil-A training because it's needed. So, and you're right. Some people need to vent and a friendly face. Listen, I'm not I can promise you, D, my face is not always friendly because, and it's not on purpose. It's just that I have a lot of things, going through my head at one time, and I just sometimes I wear a lot of my thoughts um on my face. So sometimes I don't always look, as friendly as I should. So I'm guilty too. I'm really guilty too. So I was asking y'all, I was saying that um the relationships, in order for them to be healthy, that they require an effort, right? And they require listening instead of waiting to respond. They require grace. They definitely require accountability. And most importantly, they require us to show up consistently. So if 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 we are not showing up on a consistent basis, right? Then what are we doing? Why are we calling people friends if we can't, trust them? Or if we can't talk to them? Like, why are we calling them friends? And technically they are not your friend if you can't show up for them on a consistent basis. And I'm not saying show up for them in a way that is making, you go lacking. I'm just saying show it up in the way that you want somebody to show up for you. So I was saying that, listen, a friendship requires grace. It requires accountability. Even a relationship, friendship, neighbor, co-worker, whatever, they require grace. They require accountability, and it requires um, showing up consistently. And somewhere um, we've become comfortable with temporary connections, right? And temporary, fly by night, tell you my life story in 5 minutes. Some of us have become comfortable with that. We've become comfortable with temporary connections, whether it be social media, oh, this person liked my post, I got this many people following me. Listen, most of the time you don't even know all of these people, or you're not even connecting with them on a regular basis. They just somebody that's in your wheelhouse that you really just don't even know. So I'm just saying, listen, just do what's right. Um, because we scroll way more on social media than we connect. Like, talking has ended, meeting and greeting has ended. Like, we don't interact anymore. Like, there's so many of us walking around with our heads down, scrolling our phone, giving our thumbs are on steroids these days, because and our necks are going to hell because we always looking down and scrolling way more than we connected, way more. And we're surrounded by people, but yet so many people feel alone. Like, there's been so many times that I could go to a party, and I mean literally I'm with all my friends, like we having the best of dang on fun, but I will feel like I'm one in a room of 50. Like, I feel like sometimes I just don't fit in. Like, I can and that not feeling in can not fitting in can make you feel lonely, even when you're standing in a whole group of people. And it's common, and a lot of people feel that way, and they really can't explain it because they don't really know what it is. So that's something that I want us to change, not only in my own life, but through this platform of C Unplugged. Like I told y'all, we are moving. I have to take on what's pressuring me. Like, I want to entertain y'all. I want to laugh and giggle. I really do. But my heart is pressed to give y'all these hard conversations because um, many of you have noticed that this show is changing, right? And you're right. This isn't just another podcast anymore. Like, it is literally so many people out here crying for help. So many. I have yet to really share the deep dealings that I have dealt with in this life. But if I really would express and tell y'all every single thing that I've been through, y'all would probably need some tissues because this life is not an easy life to live, which is why I told y'all earlier that we have to live with a purpose. Like we have to find a way to find our purpose. So C Unplugged is becoming a space, is for healing, a space for honest conversation, a space where we can remove our masks. How many of us are wearing a mask every day? Because some places we just don't want to be. Some places some relationships we don't want to be in. Some jobs we don't want to work at anymore. Some relationships that we in, some friendships we in, some co-workers. We wear masks with these people and we be so phony. And it's like, it's time to stop. It's time to say, listen, enough is enough. Me and you, we just don't connect. We don't have to keep going to lunch every day together because we work together, because we sit next to each other at work. It's time to take the mask off and put down the titles and simply be human. Okay? It doesn't matter if you supervise something. It doesn't matter. You still need to be human. Still need to be um you still need to be, you know, that you still need to bring a human approach to things, because people are hurting, people are struggling, people are just, this thing called life is just not easy. So like I said, um this now See Unplugged is has taken a whole nother, it's taken on a whole new feeling for me, and we'll still laugh, like I said, and we'll still have fun. We'll still talk about real life, but I want every episode to leave somebody feeling lighter, lighter than when they arrived. I literally want people to say, you know what, I joined See Unplugged on Monday night and I feel so free. We talked about this and we talked about that. And she's told me that it's okay for me not to be okay. Like I said, this world is the groceries are making us sick. The gas is higher than we care to pay. Like at this point, I'm not even filling my car up. I am literally putting that thing on half because premium gas is expensive. And I don't even drive like a super luxury car. Like I drive a regular, Nissan. But I can only imagine like the ones of y'all just driving these luxury cars and still, you have to fill your tank up. No, it's getting that half a tank right now until, don't let my husband hear that though, y'all. Don't let him hear it. But listen, my car is literally getting that half a tank until the gas prices go down because gas is super high. So, and that leads me to something else that's very close to my heart. Some of you know and some of you don't, but I'm in the midst of writing a book. Um, and on top of all the other millions of things that I'm doing. And yes, I'm still in school. Yes, it is going well. Um, I'm now in summer semesters. I don't know what I was thinking. I am taking business communication, for those that care to know. And I should have taken summer off, but I didn't. So I took spring classes, past spring classes with flying colors. But this year, the summer classes, they're a little more difficult. And I think I'm taking psychology, history, and English right now at the same time. And if you don't know, it is a lot of reading, it is a lot of writing. It's a lot. Like I can't, because I do so much computer-based work at work, like I don't write like that at work. So having to get back to writing, I find myself typing a lot of my papers because I type a lot at work. So typing is not a good thing. But anyway, I'm writing a book. And I won't tell y'all the title yet, but as I get closer to releasing it, then I definitely will share it with y'all. I've been working on it now for about 6 months. I think that I've gotten it all together and all where I need it to be. Now I just need to band it together, do the illustrations the way I want to. Right now I have my son drawing mirrors for me, because it's part of the book and I want some unique stuff, in there. So look out for that. I am writing a book. And the book isn't about pretending that we got it all together, right? It's It's about having the courage to look in the mirror and face ourselves honestly. It is what the book is. And, not just ourselves, but our pain and our victories, our mistakes, and our healing. So the book is going to be amazing. It's going to be an interactive book. I'm going to have a whole meet and greet with the book, a whole book signing situation. So yeah, y'all stay tuned for that. And then because the longest relationship we'll ever have is the one that we have with ourselves. Let me say that again. The longest relationship that we are ever going to have is the ones that we have with ourselves, right? There's nobody that can treat you better than you can treat you. And there's no way that you can get into something, relationship, partnership, anything with a ship on the end. There's no way you can get into those things until you know yourself first. So the longest relationship that you're ever going to have is the one that you're going to have with yourself. And if you don't set boundaries for yourself and things that um, make sense to you, it's no way that you can tell somebody else what your desires are. Or it's no way you can even pray to God to tell Him to give you the desires of your heart if you don't know what your desires are. So we have to figure out what we mean to ourselves, and not just, in a selfish type of way, but in a healthy type of way, in a healthy type of way. So, if we don't heal what's inside of us, we'll continue to carry it into every relationship, into every job, into every opportunity, into every season of our lives. So, how many of us um, have said to us, have said to ourselves, oh, I'm gonna date that girl, but I don't know because the last guy I was with, he hurt me. So I don't think that I want to do that again. I don't think that I want to, get into that. Or, maybe you're not working it right now. How many of us have said, well, I'm not going to try and apply for that job because I know I'm not qualified. I just barely graduated high school. How many of us have talked ourselves out of so many different opportunities and so many different relationships and so many different jobs because we don't talk to ourselves right? So you first got to figure out how to talk to you, in order to move forward. And like I said, it is time to start living with a purpose. Life today is different than it was years ago. People are tired. People are grieving. Listen, I used to like summers, but now I do not like summer because every time you turn on the news, somebody's kid is drowned, somebody's kid is shot, somebody's kid is run over, somebody's mom is this, somebody's brother is that. Like summers is just brutal. It's brutal for these kids. And I'm just like, I hang on to my kids tight. And then my son that's left at home. Literally, this is his senior year of high school. And listen, I have not really let him out of my sight because, you know, maybe 6 miles up the road from us, 7 miles, the little kid gets shot right outside of his apartment complex. For what? Well, what was the purpose? So now you got another grieving mother. Look at the little kid that went out on the boat with his friends in Mississippi and he didn't come back. You know, like it's hard to let the things that kids are supposed to be enjoying, they just don't. So like I said, life is different today than it was years ago. People are tired, people are grieving more than, to me, more than usual. Like losing a kid as a parent used to be, something that was unheard, something that was not as common, but now it's so common that it's crazy. Like it's crazy. Um, People are anxious, people are disconnected. But I also believe that on top of all of that negative stuff, people are searching. People are searching for happiness. They're searching for, things that make them happy. They're searching for things that they can hold on to, that are tangible. Like they are searching for things that they can, put on a shelf and come back later. They're searching for peace. They're searching for a purpose. They're searching for someone to remind them that they are not alone. They are searching, searching, searching. People are searching, and maybe that's why you're here. Maybe that's why I'm here. Maybe this platform was always meant to be something bigger than just entertainment. And like I told y'all, even though I like to entertain y'all and I like to have fun and I like to laugh, I like to say stupid stuff, I like to challenge, my co-host. I like to, you know, just do crazy and fun stuff. This platform has turned into something different for me. So I hope y'all understand. Like I said, See Unplugged is taking its turn. Red Platform Live is still alive and well, and it's still gonna do the music thing. Um, so I really want to leave y'all tonight with a question. And if you online, feel free to answer. How are you living? And I'm gonna put it in the chat. And I'm not asking you how you living, like what you doing, or trying to get in your business. But I want to know, um, what are you doing? What and not financially. I don't want to care nothing about that. I'm talking about your mental, like your anxiety or your depressions, or how are you living? Are you living cooped up? Are you living stressed? Are you living, how are you living? Like how is things, how are, and I don't want y'all to say that, how are you surviving? Like I don't want to know that. I want to know, how are you living? Because we all are out here trying to survive, but it's not surviving that I'm interested in. I really want to know, like, how you're living. Like, how are you? And again, not how you surviving, because a lot of us are just surviving. We hanging on by the skin of our teeth. But I don't want you to focus on that. I want you to focus on what are the positive things that you are, living. You know, not how you working, not how you paying your bills, but I truly want to know, how are you living? Like what are you doing that helps you get out of bed every day? What self talk, what affirmations, what are you doing to help yourself, actually live, eat day by day? Because it's a lot of people out here, they just 1 second, one phone call, one write up, one car accident, one missed light, one argument, one, you name it, away from just saying, forget it, I've had enough, nobody's going to miss me. So I want you here each time I crack this mic to tell me how you living. And like I said, I want to laugh. I want to giggle, because without laughter, what is the day worth if you're not laughing? So I do want to do that stuff. But at the same time, I'm concerned about your being, your well-being, your life's purpose. Like I'm here to help you find your purpose. Like See Unplugged, like I said, has changed, and it's taking a whole nother turn for me. Um, are you serving others with kindness? We talked about Chick-fil-A telling you it's my pleasure, and they walk up to your car with a smile. Can I get your name? Even though they don't spell it right, they still are being kind. They still are being respectful, and it's not something that they have to do, because they didn't have to go work at Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A has a culture. Chick-fil-A they stand for something. So if you go and apply for Chick-fil-A, that means that you stand for something. That means that you feel like kindness is in your heart, because the McDonald's experience, the Wendy's experience, the Popeyes experience, is nothing like the Chick-fil-A experience. Ruth Chris is not like Red Lobster. You know, the steakhouse is nothing like uh your regular Longhorn. And don't get me wrong, these people are nice and they respectful, whatever. They try to give you good service. But if you really think about it, if you've ever been to Ruth Chris or Capitol Grill, and like I said, I live in Atlanta, so if you've ever been in those places, you know, Papa Do's, you ever been to those places? Like those people really make it their business to give you good customer service because they know that you spending some good money for this. Like I go to Ruth Chris and the sea bass is amazing. You know, I used to go to Fogo de Show or Fogo de Chao, however it's called. And listen, the bottle of water is $8 a bottle. That's water. But they're gonna serve you that water, okay? They're gonna pour it up and they're gonna leave it at the table and they're gonna ask you if you need anything else because they're gonna make sure that you're gonna pay the money that they're charging you for this experience. And I hate to bring the airlines into it, but I was listening to the radio the other morning and I heard the chick on there say, the Delta Airlines is tripping because the price of tickets is super high. But guess what? It's the experience that you're paying for. Like I love I love the good Spirit, Spirit Airlines. Anywhere I had to go that I was paying my own money, I would fly Spirit. I would fly Frontier. Like it wouldn't matter to me. I don't mind. But if I want a good experience, then yeah, I'm gonna fly Delta Airlines because that's that's the experience. They are the equivalent of the Chick-fil-A. You're gonna get the kind of experience that you are looking for. So consider if you're greeting people with kindness or if you're being nice, consider the way you interact with people when you're sitting at the red light, when you literally laying on the horn because somebody ain't left the green light yet. And I mean, a quick toot toot is one thing, but some of these people literally lay on the horn until people move. And life is just way too short. We just mean too much to ourselves to not be out here living with a purpose. So my other question for you is, are you protecting your peace? Like, do you get up and say, today I'm not going to be easily angered. Today um, I'm not going to be frustrated. Today I'm not going to let this job irritate me. Like I'm really going to do my best. You know, are you investing in your relationship that's pouring back into you? Like, are you pouring into what's pouring into you? Is there anybody pouring into you? And if not, then guess what? You can come over here to See Unplugged and allow me to pour into you every week. I'm here to pour into you every week. Are you becoming the person that you always wanted to be? Have you forgotten who you wanted to be? Have you forgotten, what you are seeking in life? Have you just said, "Oh, I'm too old for that"? If you go look up how old some of these people were when they started some of these businesses that we love to go to, a lot of people was in their 40s. Some of these people was in their 50s. So are you really the person, or can you become the person that you always wanted to be? And even if your who you wanted to be has changed, have you considered figuring out who it is that you're trying to be or what it is that you're trying to be? Because you're never too old to figure out what you're trying to be. Every day is another opportunity to become a better version of ourselves. Every single day we get a chance to you know show ourselves that life is not over. Like there's so much more for us to accomplish in this life. There's so much more for us to um for us to do. There's so many more people for us to touch. There's so many more people for us to, interact with. So my challenges to y'all is, like I told y'all at the beginning of this, it's time for us to start living with a purpose. It's time for us to start um, showing up for ourselves. It's time for us to move forward. It's time for us to stop being stagnated. It's time for us to increase our income. It's time for us to, if you are chosen and called, it's time for you to step into that. It's just time. It's time for us to be, who we are actually supposed to be. It's time, because life is not promised. And like I said, every day is another opportunity to be a better version of ourselves. Hello, Jose, how are you? And I know I sound like I'm beating y'all up tonight, and I don't mean to beat y'all up. I really don't. I honestly don't mean to beat y'all up. But like I said, as much as I want to entertain y'all, as much as I want to, you know, laugh and giggle, and don't get me wrong, I want to laugh, I want to giggle, but every time I turn this mic off, every time I turn these lights off, every time I take these headphones off, um, it reminds me that, and I'm really pressed, like it be like a heavy elephant type of press that reminds me that you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You are not saying to the people, what you're supposed to be saying. So I'm forced to share this with y'all, and I dare not be obedient to what is pressure to me, because it's pressure. Like I'm telling you, if you ever had that gut feeling that you shouldn't go somewhere, or you should have turned left when you went right, or you should not have went out with some friends that night, or you know like that's literally the feeling that I'm getting every time I get off of this. So a few more things for y'all before I let y'all go, because this is only the beginning. And again, thank y'all for your support. Y'all know me, the people that I've gained on my Instagram and my Facebook. My following right now is through the roof, and I appreciate everybody that's tuning in, because I have a lot of new followers. And I even realized that even though people don't click on to watch you live, they will go back and watch your replay. They will go and share it. They will tag it. Some of the things I say on my TikTok, listen, throughout the day, people just repost it and repost it. And because I'm not ignorant to the fact that people are suffering out here. And the direction I'm going now is like, it's it's amazing. It is amazing. And I tell you, the support of y'all is just, it's unreal. So as all of you know, or most of you know, I am Cherry Red. And remember, healing isn't a destination, it's a decision we make every single day. I'll repeat it just in case you didn't hear me. I said, healing is a destination. It's not a decision that we make every single day. Okay? I got a mirror moment for y'all. So before you go to bed tonight, stand in front of the mirror for just 1 minute. Look at yourself in the eyes and ask, am I living the life I'm proud of? Or am I simply surviving? I can repeat it, no problem. I got the time. So I said, before you go to bed tonight, do me a favor. Stand in the mirror for just a minute. 1 minute is all I'm asking. Just one. 1 minute. Stand in the mirror. Look at yourself in the eyes. Don't just look all around. Don't look behind you and see that you need to wash the towels on the shower, or the spots on the mirror that you got when you was brushing your teeth. Listen, look at yourself in the eye, because like I said, there's no relationship that you're gonna have that's any different than the relationship that you have with yourself. So stand in the mirror for 1 minute. Put the timer on if you have to. Look yourself in the eye and ask yourself, am I living the life I'm proud of? Or am I just simply surviving? Because a lot of us are just simply surviving. The zest has gone out of our lives, the wow has gone out of our lives, the confetti has gone out of our lives. Like it's just dry. It's like that little banana that's sitting on your counter that you really need to throw away, but you swear you're gonna make banana bread with it. The gnats flying around it. Listen, are you just surviving? Tell me, reach out to me. I'm gonna ask y'all in the group. And don't answer for anyone else, just answer for you. Because only you know how you feel. And only you can change how you feel. You can go to as many sessions as you want. You can go to as many, therapy sessions, lay on the couch, whatever, talk to family members, talk to a friend, talk to your boo, talk to your whoever. But until you make the decision for yourself that you want to do different, you want to feel different, you want to look different, you want to sound different. Listen, I want to lose 60 pounds. And I know some of y'all think, 60 pounds is a lot. Nah, it's not. I need to lose 60 pounds. I'll be okay with 50, but I need to lose 60 pounds. So until I make the decision for myself to say, I'm going to consistently go to the gym, I'm going to just walk around the block. I'm going to take my dog for a walk. That was the whole reason I got the dang on dog, to go for a walk. And I ain't been for a walk yet with the dog. So until I make the decision to do what's best for me, then I'm always going to have these little chubby hands until I make that decision. So I've made the decision. I've made the choice. I've looked myself in the mirror for a minute, dead in my eye, and I said, you have to do better. You have to do better. Because you, listen, you owe it to you. And there are so many times that I just wanted to crawl into a shell. Y'all gonna make me cry. But I've been through some stuff. And there's some days that I just wanted to crawl into a shell and say I've had enough. But until I decided to say to myself, enough is enough, I owe it to myself. I owe it to not my spouse, not my other kids, not none of those things. I owe it to me to be the best version of me that I can be. So y'all got me a little emotional because, like I said, I try to make C Unplugged be so many different things for everybody else. And I know that the voice that I have and the platform that I'm afforded to have is not just for me. It's not just for my healing. It's not just for to hear myself talk. Like, that's not it. This voice that I have, this platform that I've created, it's definitely because I run into a lot of broken people every single day. I get a lot of phone calls every day. And my son, he's so funny. If you ever seen that animated movie with the emotions, I can't think of what it's called right now. but there's a part one and part two, and the girl is going through all these emotions. And within this movie, they say the word trauma dump. And I never paid any attention until one day I was riding in the car, and wherever I was going, it was going to be at least a 30, 45 minute drive. And I tell y'all, my phone must have rung 3 times. And I had the phone on speaker because I didn't bring my earbuds, and I didn't know that the conversations was gonna go a lot of ways that it went. But 3 different conversations, 3 different people that I was encouraging on this 30 to 45 minute ride. And when we got to where we was going, I had to just sit there for a minute. And my son was like, "Dang, mom, people just be calling the trauma dump on you." And I had never looked at it like that. I just felt like I was helping somebody, you know? But he was right. They were calling and they were giving a lot of their emotions, a lot of their feelings, a lot of, how they were, what they were feeling, what was going on in their lives. And all I could do was listen and provide them with a solve. And if I didn't have a solve, then guess what? I told them that maybe we'll connect tomorrow, or maybe we'll connect at the end of the week. And then I hang up my phone, and guess what? If it's too heavy for me, then I tell God, listen, you heard what I had heard. I'm going to give that to you and set that there. And when you give me the answers to tell to them, then I'm going to give them what you gave to me. But I try my hardest not to carry any of that stuff with me because it's too heavy. But I vowed to myself, and I want y'all to be on the lookout for my book because it's not just a regular book. It is a book that is going to really make you think and really make you take a good look at yourself. And so interactive that you have no choice but to become a better person. And some of us, we used to be good people, and then we met a lot of bad people, and then we had some really good friends, some really best friends, and then we got burnt or we got hurt, and we just said, forget it. I don't trust people. I don't want this. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just stay to myself. But man is not meant to be alone. Woman is not meant to be alone. You know, Adam got Eve from his rib, of all places. Man is not meant to be alone. Woman is not meant to be alone. People are not meant to be alone. They're meant to have fellowship. They're meant to have commitments. They're meant to have fun, laughter, enjoyment. Like, we are meant for that. That is our purpose. Like, we are supposed to interact with each other. We are supposed to fellowship with each other. We are supposed to be nice to each other. We're supposed to, have fun with each other. We're supposed to laugh. We're supposed to sing. We're supposed to, like you said, community. We're supposed to do that. We're supposed to be within a community. We should not be in rooms, in darkness, angry all the time, stressed out, anxiety. Like that's not how we should be every day. We have to promise to ourselves. We have to look ourselves in the face, in the eye, and say, I'm not doing that today. I'm not going to be angry today. I'm not going to overeat today. I'm not drinking soda today. Pop, whatever you call it. I'm not doing that. For the month of August, listen, I'm going on a full, I'm scared to say I'm going on a fruit and vegetable fast because the fruit and vegetables are making us sick. So I need to bring myself back to the basics, right? And whatever that looks like for you. And I'm not talking about a spiritual fast or a church-related fast, because you can do these things on your own. Like literally, I'm talking about something that pleases you. because you decided to do it, because you want better for you, because you deserve better for you, not just, because uh my church say that I should give up sweets for this fast. No, my church said I shouldn't drink Coke this week because I'm fasting. No, like it shouldn't be church led. It should be you led. Like this is now the spirit of you. Like I'm attending the church now. I'm really enjoying going. I'm not ready to commit to anything, but the month that they are celebrating there is July is the thankful month. And I used to watch Benny Hinn at night and all the people, oh, I got to check in the mailbox for so and so, so and so. And I used to laugh because I was like, now who's gonna send somebody, a check? And hey love, we really need to connect because I miss you. Um, listen, when I go to places, I give from my heart. I don't always give because I have it. I just give because that's what I'm led to do. And I tell you, because of your faithfulness, because of my faithfulness, I literally got a check in the mail yesterday. And I'm not saying that your faithfulness is going to render you a check. Don't get that twisted. What I'm saying is when you do what's right and you do it from your heart, from a good, positive place, that things will come to you that are unexpected. I miss you more. Things will come to you that are unexpected, and it doesn't always have to be monetary. It could be a promotion. It could be, you know, it could be anything. It could be a mended relationship. It could be a mended friendship. It could be anything. Something that weighed heavy on you that because of your faithfulness, things will just turn around. And I would tell y'all another story, but I don't want to put that person's business out there. But I'm not going to tell y'all who it is, but I'm still going to tell you. Um, Somebody I know, they got into a little trouble and it could have cost them their job, right? So I got the text, hey, will you really pray for me? Like, as if I don't be really praying anyway, but if you ask me to pray, I'm praying. But um, if when I got the request to pray, I really was upset with the person. So when I prayed about it, I mean, I was genuine. I was, because I don't go to God when I'm acting no fool. But when I went to him to pray about it, I really was upset. And I said that to him. I said, I'm upset with this person, but they seeking my prayers. So let me still pray for them. But these are my personal feelings towards them. But I promised that I would seek you for them on their behalf. But I'm still upset with them. But since they asked me to do it, I'm going to do it. Right? And as I'm praying, God was like, it's fine because of their faithfulness. And I was like, what? Okay. So I said, I honor and praise you. I'm done with it. Thank you. And when I text the person back, I said, you could have went to God on your own because he said to me, it's fine because of your faithfulness. And I mean, I didn't feel no type of way. I mean, I still was upset with the person because there's nothing wrong with being upset with somebody, right? But if a person asks you to do something that's outside of you, that they really need your help with, you really have to do it. And you can't really say, well, I'm not going to do that because I'm mad at them. No, because then you're not being obedient. And this conversation was not supposed to go in this direction. I promise it wasn't. Because I don't know what people's religion are, and I don't want to press my religion on anybody. But if I were to have a camera literally follow me every day of the week, so many people would be in awe of the many situations that I get into. And not because I walk into this stuff on purpose, like literally this stuff just finds me, you know? And one friend said because of my friendly face, but sometimes I don't carry a friendly face. Like I am literally working a full-time job. Got a senior this year in high school when school start. Got a grandkid just starting his first day of pre-K. I got grandkid going to kindergarten. So I have a lot of them. A younger one. I have regular kids, older kids. I'm doing school. I'm talking and encouraging y'all. I'm trying to find a new church home. Like I have a lot going on that when I'm walking around, my face is thinking about a lot of things. And I'm not always the most friendliest looking person, but I mean well, and if somebody speak to me, then I am, hello, how are you doing? And that sometimes will open up a can of worms. Oh, I'm fine, but my mama had to go to the doctor this morning. And I'd be like, oh, okay. And sometimes in my head, I'd be like, really? All I asked was how you was doing. How did we get to your mama? But hey, how is your mama doing? So listen, again, see Unplugged, as you can see behind my head at IG, you can't see it, but Facebook and YouTube, y'all can. My logo is there. I'm still selling t-shirts. I'm still selling hats. $20 for small to extra large, 25 extra large to 3X for the t-shirts. I may have like 2 hats left. I probably let them go for like $10 because I just need to get rid of them. Yeah, so I really, really, really appreciate y'all joining me tonight. I really appreciate y'all listening to me. I promised myself that I'll be on here for an hour. Yeah, but let me just say that, one thing is clear. I'm not trying to fix people, not at all. I'm just creating a space where people feel safe, um, safe enough to begin healing themselves. And thing I said is where people feel safe enough to heal themselves. So this is a space that I'm creating. It's a powerful difference, and it takes the pressure off of me and empowers my audience because I don't have all the answers. And sometimes my role is simply to ask the question that helps somebody discover their own. So Red Platform Live is still going to exist. It's still going to have conversations. And listen, I'm going to start inspiring to heal, self-discovery, and authentic living. Okay? Because you're not living unless you live in authentically, organically. You know how the organic fruit and vegetables cost more? Guess what? You cost more. If only you knew it. If only you tapped into it. I don't have blue. I have black and I have white right now. No blue. No blue right now. Maybe I'll get some blue ones printed up for you. So through C Unplugged and the book that I'm writing, I'll tell y'all the title to it later. But you got to be careful sharing too much because somebody will take what you're working on and make it their own. So you got to be careful. So I'm not going to share the name of the book yet. Once it goes to printing, then I'll share the name of it because then I copyright the title and it'll belong to me. But you got to be careful sometimes. But yeah. My mission is to remind people that while life may break us, you will take black, okay? While life may break us, healing is always possible. When we're just willing to face what's in the mirror. And like I said, stand in the mirror for a minute, look yourself in the eye, and ask yourself, how are you living? Because my mission is to remind people that while life is breaking us and has broke us, we are still trying to figure out to put the pieces together. Healing is almost possible when we're living when we face what's in the mirror. So I'm encouraging y'all to think about it. Encourage somebody else. Tell them what I said. Share it, like it, repost it. Because this is opening up. This conversation is like me opening up the doors to my home and inviting y'all in. Y'all had me on here crying a minute ago. I usually don't do that. But this is my passion. Like I need to get us back to, yeah, you do have to learn to forgive yourself. And we're gonna get to that. Baby steps. Because forgiving yourself is a large hurdle, a mountain to conquer. And sometimes you gotta walk up it slow before you can get to the top and raise your hands in victory, right? You gotta take the scenic route sometimes. Can't take the elevator, can't take the lift. Sometimes you gotta take the way where you gotta sit down and think about it and let it speak to you until you get forgiveness, like for real in your heart. So yeah, that's a learned thing. It's not taught. It's not a, yeah. So we can all take a breath now. This is a safe place where we're gonna talk, we're gonna heal, we're gonna express, and most importantly, we're gonna take our mask off. Because there's no COVID here. There's no sickness. There's no, there's no threats. You can type your comments in the comment section. You're welcome to DM to me. However you want to do it. But just make sure that you connect. I have a whole Facebook group, See Unplugged. If you're not in it, join it. It's going to be a lot more of this. Going to be a lot more See Unplugged with Cherry Red. It's going to be a lot more of this. This way that you feel right now, it's going to be a lot more of this. It's going to be a lot more, like you said, forgiveness. It's going to be a lot more of this. So thank y'all so much for joining me. It has been a pleasure. I appreciate your support. My numbers right now are through the roof. My goal is to find somebody to support my show. Me and one of my friends, my really good friends, was talking the other day. And if I tell you he is, y'all gonna be like, what? You friends with him? Absolutely. Because I've learned to know people not for their title, but for their being, human being that they are. So no matter how many times the people have tarnished this man's name, he and I are still friends. My page last week, and people watch, people like, people look, people just don't say nothing. And this person picked it. You all right, baby girl? You okay? So sometimes we need somebody that's paying attention to be like, hey, right? So last week, and I usually don't. I don't block people. I don't unfollow people. You gonna unblock me if I'm not saying what you want to hear. So that's usually not my thing. But I found myself unfollowing somebody and actually blocking them. And it weighed so hard that it still is bothering me to today. But I said, to step back a little bit, to allow the person to heal, and then check on them periodically with other people, you know, for my own safety and sanity. And, you know, I still love them dearly. I appreciate the people that checked on me. Think it's fine. But it pressed me to start this live this way. It pressed me. So this has been your girl, Cherry Red. This has been an amazing experience. I love me. I love when y'all connect. I love when y'all say. I'm sure once I tell you do not disturb, I'm gonna have a whole host of messages. I'm sure. Again, it's been your girl, Cherry Red. Joining me, IG. Thank you for joining me, Facebook. Thank you for joining me, Instagram. YouTube. And put a snippet of this on TikTok for them to come join me over here to watch. Yeah, it's been your girl, Cherry Red from C Unplugged. Again, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to look in that mirror and have a good night.